Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. I know I missed out on last week's tutorial and I almost didn't put something together for this week's video, but I am getting ready for my second local market and it is going to be at the Heritage Market in my local hometown. So I have been in a planning mode and I'm really excited for it, nervous and excited. But I wanted to kind of give you guys a look at how I get ready for my markets, the things that I kind of put together for it. Now, keep in mind, this is only my second one, but when I tell you I've learned so much from just the one before this, that I'm really excited to see how this second market goes. Now, just a little bit of a backstory. When I did my very first market, I focused solely on my resin tumbler. So a lot of the tumblers you see me creating here on my YouTube channel is pretty much what I brought with me to the market. So I focused a lot on resin tumblers. I also did do a few glittered wine glasses, and I had a couple of keychains and little pens and things like that. I'm going a different route for this next market because it was a lot, even like 3 times more the planning when you're working with resin tumblers, because these are tumblers that you have to make ahead of time. And if you guys are in the resin tumbler world already, then you know just how much goes into making these tumblers. So imagine making a ton of tumblers for a local market and then the feeling when you don't sell out with everything. So I'm not gonna come up in here and pretend like my very first market was super successful. If you talk to other people that do markets often, they will tell you it is really a hit or a miss, especially when you first start doing local markets, because it takes time for you to kind of know what areas and what markets do better than others. With that being said, in my opinion, and for the prices of my resin tumblers, I've decided to go a different route with this next market, and that is sticking to sublimation tumblers and t-shirts. So you guys know here on my channel, I have been taking sort of another path to this channel with adding sublimation, because I've been doing a lot of sublimation, and I figured, you know what, I could really whip out a lot of product in a short amount of time and also keep my tumblers under a certain price bracket to where people will feel like they are not pulling out an arm and a leg to purchase a tumbler. As we are getting closer to the holiday season, I'm really excited. I feel like this market hopefully is going to do a lot better than the last market I did. We will see, but I am planning on putting a video together for you guys so you can kind of see the whole setup and how I plan for this upcoming market. So if you guys want to see like a full vlog based on my market, or maybe specific videos on what you need to get ready for a market, you know, products, like setup and things like that, then let me know in the comment section down below so I can try to plan a video, just me sitting down kind of talking to you guys about how to plan for a market. So anyways, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I create my sublimation tumblers. I did do a video, I believe a couple of weeks ago, where I showed you guys how I sublimate my shirts. So we're gonna stick with the whole sublimation theme, because since I am planning for this market and I'm really focusing on sublimation, I figured instead of not posting anything, maybe you guys would be interested on the machines that I use, the printer that I use, and actually see the process of me sublimating a tumbler. So the tumblers that I'm using for my this video and just my tumblers in general are these right here, which are white sublimatable tumblers with the clear acrylic lid. I got these tumblers, they are actually flat. If you can see that, the base is actually flat, so these are not the curved. I do have a tumbler here that I can show you. Is it this one? Yeah, this one right here. This is actually a messed up tumbler I did. It's not supposed to be brown, it's supposed to be black like the bottom. Look closely, the bottom of this tumbler kind of curves down. A lot of people feel like they have issues with ghosting. I actually do like these, and the matte Sublimation tumblers are actually my favorite, but I got this new style of sublimation tumbler in, and you can see it is completely flat, so it's like a sharp edge, so you can actually bring the image all the way down to the bottom. Some people who do sublimation that work with tumblers that have a rounded bottom, they kind of bring the image up a little bit so they don't have to worry about working against that curve and it ghosting or anything like that. So yeah, I am working with those tumblers first. I purchased a whole big case of them. Don't know if I mentioned, but these are from P&W Blanks. This is the same business I got my tumbler press from, which I will show you. I think I might have did a video where I showed you guys my tumbler press, but P&W Blanks and Sublimation, they have a Facebook group and a website. I don't believe they have an Instagram. I'm not sure if they have an Instagram or a TikTok. I will make sure to have everything linked in the description down below. They created this design. Now you could probably find this design from other businesses and stuff, but they are the originator of this style with the flat bottom. What I really like about these tumblers also is that it is not a push top, it is actual a twist. So you do want to make sure that you are keeping an eye on where the mouth of your opening is going to be, so where where the front of the tumbler is, so that way when the lid is twisted on, your image is not like over here on the side, right? We don't want that, which is not the issue when you have tumblers that have the push top. But anyways, so I'm going to be working with these tumblers. I'm also going to be making like coffee mugs and stuff, but for this video I'm just focusing on my sublimation tumblers. So here are a few that I worked on already, and basically what I'm doing for this market is I'm not creating like a ton of the same design. I am pretty much focusing on maybe like one of each design that I decide to put on my table, or maybe two. So like I have this one, and this one is, I'm only gonna have one of these, right? And then I have this one, which I actually did not plan on doing two of them, but I printed two out on accident. So I have two of these, and I actually really love this design. So I'm looking forward to see how other people like that design also. Trying to just do some fun mama patterns, things like that. And then because I am thinking, this market is on November 5th, and I really want to cater to people who are looking for Christmas gifts, doing early Christmas shopping. So I'm gonna have, let me move my face out of the way so I can focus. I'm gonna have a variety of different kind of tumblers. I want to make sure I have tumblers for men, tumblers for kids, tumblers for moms, tumblers for teachers, all of that stuff. But again, I'm not gonna overwhelm my table with like 5 of the same design. I'm just gonna have like one of each design, or maybe like 5 tumbler teacher tumbler designs, but each design be like different. So I'll have like some teacher tumblers, each one being different, some kids tumblers, each one being different, things like that. So that's basically the vibe for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's get into it while I eat my popsicle. What are the materials we need to make sublimation tumblers? All right, so first of all, you're going to need Sublimation Tumbler. There are many different businesses out there where you can get sublimation tumblers from. My main businesses that I like to buy sublimation tumbler from are P&W Blanks and Sublimation, Craft Haven Tumblers, and Maker Flow. On a whim, I will also head to Amazon if I know I need like sublimation tumblers quickly and I don't need a lot of it, like a case of 25, then I will go to Amazon and find sublimation tumblers or mugs on Amazon that I know I can get quickly. Second thing you're gonna need is a tumbler press. Now, some people have been doing sublimation tumblers using a toaster oven. I myself have never sublimated on a tumbler using a toaster oven, so I have no input on that, but my opinion, invest in a tumbler press. They can be a little bit pricey. The one I have here from P&W Blends and Sublimation costs at least $300. You may be able to find some on Amazon around the $200 range, but if you are going to be investing in starting a sublimation tumbler business, I definitely recommend getting a tumbler press right off the bat. This is the tumbler press that I have. It is super heavy. This is the sublimation press that I have. Again, that is the business. If you guys can see it, P&W Blanks and Sublimation. Yes, it's pink. They have other colors. I believe this tape here in this really cool tape dispenser that I got on Amazon. So this little wheel right here, I wish the camera would focus. This little wheel right here, you put the tape right here in the back. Now, this is not like it's a must-have, okay, because it's super convenient, but it's not like you don't need this to make tumblers. It's just really helpful. Okay, so this is the heat resistant tape that we have. I got this one on Amazon. If I'm really honest with you guys, I do not like the blue one. I prefer the yellow one, but it works for its purpose. Reason why I don't like it, I feel like it's a little bit too thick, but it works fine. And you put the tape here, you run it through, you click this little wheel, and there's a little razor in here. So as you turn it, it trims the tape for you. So you can quickly just grab the little pieces of tape on your transfer to your tumbler, and press. Super easy, really convenient to have. You're also going to need to get yourself a pair of heat resistant gloves. These gloves work okay. They're not like the best heat resistant gloves I've ever had. I got these on Amazon. They work fine, but don't hold the cup in your hand, like hold it with these gloves on, because you will still feel the heat through these gloves. The thing you guys need to know is, how are you going to be printing out your transfers? I think the last sublimation video I did, I shared with you guys that I had the Epson 2760, and I also just recently got the Epson ET 8550. Yeah, 8550. Yeah. So the Epson ET 2750 is a good starter. Mind you, disclaimer, these are not sublimation printers. I converted them to print sublimation with Sublimation Ink, but they are technically not for sublimation printing. So if you purchase an Epson regular inkjet printer and you decide to convert it to sublimation, just know that if your printer stops working a week after you get it because your lines are clogged with the Sublimation Ink, it's not going to be covered in any warranty, because these printers are not made for sublimation. So I got my ET 2760, which prints 8 by 8.5 by 11, so standard letter size sheets. And then I got my ET 8550, which can print up to, I think, 13 by 19 inches. I got that one because I've been doing a lot of shirts and a lot of oversized shirts, sweatshirts, and I wanted to be able to do a full-size print. So if I wanted to do a full front print on a shirt, I can print large enough to do so. For the tumblers though, you really just need a printer that is going to print 8.5 by 11, so standard. And you're also going to need the Sublimation Ink. So the Sublimation Ink that I got two brands. I got one from Cosmos Ink and I got one from Bee's Tea. So Bee's Tea, Sublimation Ink, and Cosmos. Now, the paper I've been using the Jegs Sublimation Junkies paper. This is the brand right here. Hope you guys can see. They are a small business that is located in Tampa, and their paper is absolutely amazing. Try out different brands, see which one works best for you. I think it does come down to the printer you're using, the paper you're using, and the ink that you're using. But I have been having really great outcomes using my ET 8550, my Jegs Sublimation Junkies paper, and my Cosmos ink. Been really happy with it. So that is my preference, and now we can go on to the actual technical part of printing out our papers, our designs, and putting it onto a tumbler and pressing it. So This image that I'm going to be using, I purchased it from Etsy, and I've been really enjoying getting my images off of Etsy. I'll have a link to the business where I purchased it off of. You can see I have a bunch of downloads with a bunch of different kinds of sublimation images and designs. So yeah, I'm going down to the one that I want to print out, which is going to be a soccer mom one that I purchased. It's a soccer mom with the leopard print, and then it also has a red like glitter. But we're gonna go ahead and download it straight to my computer, and once it opens up, we're gonna hit file, and then I'm going to print. You can see my printer settings already set to the Epson ET8550. We're gonna go ahead and change that landscape, the orientation to landscape, and then media quality, I'm going to go down to photo matte paper, which is going to automatically set that quality to best. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go hit that layout, and then we're gonna flip horizontally. You always wanna make sure you have your image flipped horizontally, because when you press it, it will then come out right side up. Then we're gonna go ahead and just print and wait for the image to print out. So we got the image printed out. This is what it looks like. Looking at it in person, it should read backwards to you, because when you put it on your tumbler, you want it to come out looking the right way. You have your image printed out and you put it on your tumbler, you don't realize after the fact, after you've already printed and pressed your image, and then you realize it's backwards or upside down. Because last night I was working on tumblers, and I was talking to somebody because I was live, and I guess I wasn't paying attention. I got distracted, and I did this tumbler right here, which is so, oh my God, can you guys see it? I have to hide. So freaking, I love it. I love how it turned out, but it's upside down. It's upside down. So definitely make sure you are paying attention to how you are printing your images and how you are actually putting it on the tumbler, so that it is facing the right way and not backwards. So as you can see, we do still have a border on our sheet right here. So I am just going to cut along the line of the border. So I just want to be able to have the image. All right, then I'm going to grab the tumbler that I'm going to use, see how tall it is. Now the standard size, if you guys are wondering, the standard size for a 20-ounce skinny straight tumbler, your print is going to be, I believe it's 8.3 by 9.2. So 8.3 wide by 9.2 high. I usually like to print a little bit bigger so that I can trim it down to the size that I want. I try to leave a little bit of overhang if I can, because I'd rather have more than not enough. The reason why I purchased the tumblers with the flat bottom is because I really like to have the whole tumbler with the image. I don't like for there to be like white at the top or at the bottom. So I really do like that I have the option now with the flat bottom tumblers to bring the image all the way down. All right, so here we have our tumbler again. This is the one with the flat bottom, so you can see it right there. And the top is a screw on. So one of the things you want to know is where the opening of your cup is. Now, I like to think about it like this. If I'm drinking my cup, if I'm drinking from my cup, then the front side is going to be the opposite side of which I drink. So I don't want my seam line to be in the front of the cup. I want it to be in the back of the cup. So when you have your image, again, make sure it is mirrored. Make sure it is facing upright. You can see how much more excess I have sticking up. So I kind of just keep my body in line to where the tumbler is. If you want to add like the center, if you want to add like a little mark or something right at the top that isn't going to be permanent on your tumbler, then you can, a little tape, a little tag, something like that, so that you can see where the inside. So like I just took off the top of my cup without moving the cup at all. So one little trick you can do to help you is to just get a piece of tape like this one. A small tiny little piece is really all you need, and you can just go like this, okay? So that you know, like right here is where I want my seam to be. So first thing I do is I wrap my cup to see how much excess I have, and then I'm just going to grab my scissor and I'm just gonna trim. Now you can use a paper trimmer for this part, or if you're good at cutting straight lines, you can just take your scissor and cut straight across. Now I am pretty good with cutting straight lines, so I never really utilize a paper trimmer, but if you want to be pretty exact, then you can. So here you can see that I still do have a little excess up at the top, but I'm going to leave it that way because I don't mind a little excess. Now I also have a little bit of an overhang at the seam, and you can also trim that down if you want to. I like to leave a little tiny bit of overhang, just a little tiny bit. So I'm just gonna trim off a tiny bit at the end right here. And again, see how that lines up. And boom, okay? So I'm using my tape guide as to where my seam is going to be. And we have the flat bottom, so I'm making sure that the paper is lined up right at the bottom of my cup. So now I have my tape here, and I've already pre-cut my tape. So I'm just going to grab one of those pieces, and right at the center of my cup, I'm going to apply the tape right there and firmly hold the two pieces of paper, and I'm going to, as tight as I can, hopefully you guys can see that, tape it together like that. Okay, all right. So some people only use you know, a couple of pieces of tape. I like to line the whole entire seam with tape. That's just my preference. And this is what it should look like. All right, so here I have my press. It's the P&W press. I have it, temperature is 385 and the time is 35 seconds. I'm going to put the tumbler in my press with the tape line down. All right, and I'm going to press that. Now, your timer will start once your temperature is set to the temperature that you have it. So 385. Once that 385 is there, it's going to start counting down. This particular tumbler press will beep when it's over. So once we get to 0, it's gonna beep, and then I'm going to rotate the tumbler. Okay, so you can see how hot that is. I'm gonna just take my gloved hand, rotate the tumbler until the tape line is up, and then we're gonna go ahead and press for another 35 seconds. Okay, once it beeps, you're then gonna turn it so that the tape is spacing sideways. So I do one press with the tape down, one press with the tape up, then I do another press halfway so the tape is kind of like on this side in the center. And for that, I'm only going to do about 10 seconds, and then I'm gonna rotate it to the other side for another 10 seconds. Then I'm going to pull my tumbler out just a little bit, halfway, so that we can put more pressure on the edge of our tumbler, and then again, like another few seconds. Open, rotate. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys on this side. I'm going to do the top part. So again, like halfway, just to kind of seal the edge. Turn it a couple more seconds. Okay, once that's done, you have your rag or whatever it is that you're going to use, and you're going to put your tumbler down like this. You can see the ink from the design. You can let it cool down. You can pull it right away. I'm going to just take my razor and I'm going to just gently trim along that seam line. Okay. Again, you can kind of just let it sit so that the image has time to like settle down and do what it has to do. Grab my razor to get under there and voila. Oh my gosh. Look at that perfection. So it says soccer mom with the leopard, and then in the back we have that beautiful glitter, and you cannot even see the seam line, seam wear. And so yeah, that is how I do all of my tumblers. All right guys, so this is what the tumbler looks like. It is still freaking kind of hot, oh my gosh, but this is what the tumbler looks like. I love how it turned out. Again, the paper I use is Jegs Sub Junkies paper. The ink I use is Cosmos ink. And the press I use is my P&W Blanks and Sublimation press and my Epson 8550. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are located in the South Florida area, I am going to be at the Heritage Market in Redlands, Florida from 12 to 5 p.m. I'm gonna have my table set up with tumblers and shirts. And even if you can show up just to say hi, I would love to see my SAS fam there at the market. So definitely let me know if you have any questions in the comment section down below on anything that I did here. And if you learned something new, let me know what that was too. I hope you guys really enjoyed seeing a little video on how I create my sublimation tumblers, and I can't wait to show you the whole entire process and the market. So even if you can't make it to the market, I'm gonna try to put a vlog together so that my family here on YouTube can see the market and see how it went. And if you are thinking about doing a market and you want more information, definitely leave in the comment section down below if you want more in-depth information on how to get started doing markets, what you need to know, all of that important information. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.